All right. Hello, welcome. I am Bryan,
And I'm Bryan.
and this is Bryan versus Bryan, episode 6, all things next gen. We're going in on PS5, Xbox Series. That's what they're calling the encompassing both now. Have you heard that? The
Mm,
Xbox Series. Then you don't have to say X and S. It saves you so much time.
yeah. They're
So much
throwing
time.
around too many letters, man. Too many X's, too many S's. I don't know. Just the Xbox and the digital Xbox as far as I as far as I know.
Did you see the leak that there could be a third one?
Uh-uh.
The Xbox Series V?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, where it's a supposedly a Series X, but just discless, like the PS5 discless one.
Isn't that what the S is? Isn't it all
No,
digital?
it
Oh.
is, it is, but it's far less powerful. That's how it's so cheap.
Oh, so the V would be the same exact console just without
Yes,
a disc tray. Oh, okay.
yeah. I my buddy was telling me about it. I'm like, I don't. John was telling me about it. I was like, I don't think so, man. Just three SKUs. I just think that's too many. You're going to get confusing. And
Yeah.
realistically, I don't know why PS5 did that. I don't think you're going to save much money because how much does a disk drive cost to a company like that? Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe $25 because you're buying them in bulk. Maybe they can shave off $50 by not having a disk drive, but that's the most I could see coming off of it from a disk drive.
Hmm.
$50.
Yeah, it's probably not much.
But anyways, we'll get to that when we discuss disk drives. We're going over. This might be a long one. Strap in, everybody. I don't. You probably won't be here by the end. Okay, I might not. I'll just walk out. You,
I'll
you
just
keep
start ranting.
talking. We'll start. We'll cook dinner. We'll come back.
Hmm.
Uh, so we're gonna talk about PS5, Series X, Series S, next gen. There are a couple things coming up that I really can't wait for, and one happens tomorrow. The football season. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
And then the next thing I'm really looking forward to, ooh, next gen, baby. There's nothing like a new console generation starting, dude. Getting that new hardware. Oh, it's so awesome. Only happens every couple of years, every couple of years.
Yeah, I'm excited that it's actually happening. For a while there, I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought they were going to push both of them to 2021, but here we are. We got dates, we got prices, at least for the Xbox and PlayStation, like you said, will be Tuesday, so it's happening.
Yeah, we have some good what's it called? We got some hypotheses about PS5 price. We'll talk about PS5 price. I don't think they're gonna surprise us. It's gonna be in a little window, so we just
Hmm.
don't know where it's going to be at in that window. So let's get started. What do you want to talk about first, as far as next gen consoles? What are we going with? We're
Let's
going,
do Xbox since they just did all their things, all their announcements.
yeah, okay. Let's talk about the newest one, Series S, just announced. That's pretty cool, man. That's a tempting console. I don't like having the low powered ones. I'm all about the I have the Pro and the X right now. So I like the 4K higher powered ones, but man, that's a compelling argument to someone who's already going to buy a PS5 and kind of wants to dip their toe in maybe some Xbox stuff, but doesn't want to spend that $500. 299, the price of a
299, yeah.
price of a Switch, and you're
That's
getting
pretty crazy.
you're getting ray tracing. You're getting the same exact CPU, the 8-core, 3.8 gigahertz Zen 2 CPU. You're not missing anything on the CPU. The GPU. So the Series X has 12 teraflops, and the Series S has 4. So that's a huge gap. Far less powerful. But they say it's going to be able to run these games at 60 frames per second, up to 120 at 1440p instead of 4K. 1440p is about 2.5K because it's 16 by 9, so it's about 2.5, which is pretty impressive. They run that,
Which is pretty good. I mean, that's pretty
and
damn close. And you're getting
yeah,
60 frames per second, so
and it'll upscale to 4K. So 1440p upscaled to 4K looks a lot nicer than 1080p upscaled to
mhm.
4K, which a lot of people are kind of used to at this point. So it'll look better than that, and you'll have a lot of uh, apparently it's next gen. So in comparison to the Xbox One X, One X has 6 teraflops. This new one has 4, the Series S, but it has the new CPU. So it's going to be able to do the ray tracing and all that kind of stuff. One disappointing thing about it I heard is that with the backwards compatibility, you're getting the S, not the X compatibility. Because on our X, when you play something, it'll have a X patch, right? That has the 4K stuff and makes it look better. I guess
Sure.
if you play that game on the Series S, you'll be playing the original version, not the X version, because I guess the RAM, it has 10 gigabytes of RAM, the S, but only 8 is available to games. The other is part of the operating system, is what they're saying. And on X, the Xbox One X, not the Series X, there's 9 gigs available to games. So it doesn't have it's more powerful, but it has less RAM, so it can't run those. It's kind of weird, because you would think it'd just be a little bit better than the X in all areas, but I guess it's not. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But God, the price point, dude, just for the price of a Switch. And now Xbox is doing this finance stuff. Have you heard all this?
Yeah, through their store. Actually, I was going to finance the last one. I ended up just buying it full out, but yeah, I've seen their options on their website.
Yeah, apparently it's going to be available through certain retailers too, not just the store. So it's $25 a month for the Series S, and you'll get Game Pass Ultimate. So that has all the Game Pass games, Xbox Gold included, and EA Play is now part of it. So you'll get all the EA games, which is another 60. So it's over 100. So it's like 160 games at launch. You pay $25 out of pocket. At launch, you have a next-gen console capable of ray tracing and 60 FPS, 120 FPS, 1440, and over 180 games to play. Boom. Day one, $25.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Of course, you have to have a good enough credit to qualify for that.
Yeah.
I don't know how good a credit you need, but I mean, dude, that's crazy talk.
Yeah. That's a pretty good deal. They also had a deal too. I don't know if they're still running it, but they had because I bought my Xbox in March, April, or whatever. But when I was researching it, they had another deal where if you bought the One X, you could upgrade to a newer console. Like, I don't know if it was for free or like for a small price, but I thought that was kind of a cool deal. I have to look back into it, but I remember seeing that where you can just upgrade your console.
Yeah, kind of like phones. Weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Series X is also going to be on that deal for $35 a month. You're for $35 on day one, you have all those games to play, the newest console and the most powerful console for 35 bucks. 35 bucks a month is pretty reasonable. And then it comes out to about $60 cheaper than if you were to buy the console and that Game Pass stuff for 2 years. It's over 2 years, 24 months. But this is kind of a long time, but at the same time, these consoles are going to be going hard for far longer than 2 years. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're going to be like, oh fuck, I don't want this anymore. I mean, you might, but it's not going to be because of a new console coming out that you don't want it. So those are some really good options. I think Microsoft is just fucking killing it as far as like consumer friendliness, which I think PS5 or Sony in general, PlayStation in general, has really lost their way on that, and it disappoints me because I like Sony, but I just like what Microsoft has been doing more lately. Like,
they're definitely more consumer friendly for sure.
Like telling us the price, and then there's another thing I heard that kind of pissed me off about PS5. So Series X is backwards compatible, of course, with everything, and that's already been a point of contention that we don't know how much PS5 is backwards compatible, but Xbox is backwards compatible with all controllers and accessories, and PS5 is not. But then they're like, oh, we can't do it. There's just certain things that it won't work, but they let you use your DualShock 4 to play PS4 games on the PS5. which means that it's baked into the hardware. All they'd have to do is flip a digital switch, and you'd be able to play a PS5 game with your DualShock 4. But they won't let you do that because they want you to buy more of their new controller, which I'm sure is going to be expensive as fuck. That's probably like an $80, $90 controller right there, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This has got all that crazy stuff in it. I mean, it seems pretty cool. I can't wait to try it. But why not let someone bring, you're going to have the one controller. Maybe you buy another one so you have two of the new DualSense. But then you got a 4-player couch co-op game. You got 2 DualShock 4s. You want to play. Now you get to play. Now you can't unless you buy 4 brand new DualSense controllers. I don't like the way that went down. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like Mac versus PC, because Mac or Apple is kind of the same way with their products. You have to buy, it's not, you have to buy the new cord and the new earbuds, and everything is always upgraded with the new Mac. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah. So I don't know why it is too, because PlayStation was the founder of like backwards compatibility, like the PS2, like fully backwards compatible. Everything about it, you could slide in the old memory cards. Like they kind of started this thing, and they kind of just abandoned it. I think it's because they sold so many fucking PS4s. It pays to be on top. You don't have to care about much, but this video game is fickle. Go talk to Sega, okay? Sega once was pretty close to ruling the roost, and now look at them. So you can't take your consumers lightly. I think Sony needs to do something with this price announcement. Hopefully they get some more good news going their way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the backwards compatibility, like I'm not like a huge go back and play old games type of person, but I do like the option of it. Like I like that if I do want to do that, I should be able to do that, and Xbox is really good at that. But with PlayStation, like the only thing that they really have in terms of playing old games is their PS Now service, which I think is a good service. I don't think it's as good as Xbox Game Pass, but the shitty thing is you have to stream most of those, and it's awful. They're almost like unplayable. Yeah. Like if you were able to download them, it would be way better, but you can't. You have to stream them, and it's just awful. I tried playing Spec Ops: The Line because I haven't played it yet, and everyone kind of raves about it. And then when I had PS Now, I threw it on, and it was just unplayable. It was choppy. It would freeze. And this was in like the first 5 minutes of the game, so it was pretty awful.
Yeah, PlayStation Now sucks. That's for sure. I can't believe it's still going. I don't know how many people are subscribing to this shitty service and dealing with this fucking laggy ass, choppy ass games. I got the free 30 days and I tried it. I was like, God, it's terrible.
I mean, it's cool for if you're playing PS4 games because you can download them to your console, and they have a pretty good selection of PS4 games. But when you start dipping into the PS3, PS2 games they have that are offered, you can't download them, and it's really stupid.
Yeah, if it existed in a bubble, I think it'd be good. But it exists in the same exact world that Game Pass exists.
Yeah.
Where these games come out day one on Game Pass, and you get to play it right then, the brand new coolest games. They don't do that on PlayStation Now.
No.
They give you the old shit. Hey, you want to play Uncharted fucking 4? Hell yeah, you do. Hell yeah, you do. You want the Uncharted collection? Okay.
It's good for new PS owners if they buy a console and they can't afford a game or something. I think it's good for those type of consumers. But
sure. What's another thing I was gonna say on that note? PlayStation Now. Oh, and just PS4's backwards compatibility in general is so fucking shitty. Have you played a PS2 game on PS4? They have a couple of them.
No, I haven't bought one. No.
I bought a couple, thinking, oh, this is rad, dude. I bought like 4 of them, and they all fucking suck, dude. They're terrible. I got what the fuck is it? San Andreas, dude. They're so choppy. I'm playing. You're like driving down the road, and your car's like here, boom. It's like everything starts going and glitching, and then it's back to normal. Glitch a little bit, back to normal. I was like, dude, it's unplayable because I have that game on almost everything it ever came out on. So like I was like, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe it was like this because it's a PS2 game. Maybe it was like this. It was a little choppy and screwy, but I just don't remember it. So I went and popped it in my PS2, played it, fucking perfect. Like it's just the PS4, and I tried multiple things like because I have a Pro. Sometimes it says like turn boost mode off because it could screw with shit. So I tried it with boost mode on, boost mode off. I tried re-downloading the game. It just sucked. And all the PS2 games I tried were like that.
Man, that's unfortunate. That fucking sucks.
So they're unplayable to me. Maybe somebody could deal with it, but I'm not gonna play a worse version on PS4 than it was actually on the PS2.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they allowed discs, you know, like, especially for people who are collectors. Like, oh, I have God of War 1 on my PS2 disc. Let me pop it into my PS5, and then it runs smoothly. Like, that would be ideal.
Yeah. Do you know how fucking cool it is to put Battlefront 2, I'm talking original Battlefront 2, into your Xbox One X?
That's pretty sweet, man.
The original Xbox disc, you pop it in, you play it, and it's at 9x resolution. 9 times the resolution it was, and it's upscaling it. Oh god, it looks so fucking. It looks like a 360 game or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. It seems like Sony just doesn't care. I feel like they're concerned about other things. Like, even though people have been asking for this for years since the PS3, but they just don't. They don't really care. I mean, that can't be that hard. And Xbox figured it out, so why can't Sony figure it out? I just don't think they give a shit. Or maybe they do. I don't know.
Which is crazy. There's a lot of cool stuff on PS3 that never got out of PS3. Like, the one big one I could remember is Metal Gear Solid 4. That's stuck in PS3 purgatory. Like, so many more people need to play that game, but they can't unless they have a PS3. That needs to be on PS4. It needs to be on PS5. I don't want to play GTA 5 for the fucking 4th time, homie. I want Grand Theft. I want fucking Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm tired of GTA 5, motherfucker.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier this week, but I have been itching to play the original Metal Gear Solid, and the only way that I can do it is if I flat out buy a used PS1 or, like you suggested, a Vita, and it's like, that's fucking nuts.
Do you have a PS3 still?
No, I just have a 4.
No. Okay, I was going to say, you can play it on that. A lot of people don't know that every single PS3 plays PS1 games. Every one. Doesn't matter which one you have. A lot of people don't know that. It's just the older ones that play PS2. But every single one plays PS1 games, which is pretty sweet.
Anyways, back to the Xbox and price. Kind of got a little sidetracked there.
Yeah, so that price is pretty awesome. The Series X is $499, so $500. That's exactly where I thought it would be. I mean, with the hardware that's in these things, you can't price it lower than that. I'm sure they're losing money on that as it is, because not too long ago, I think it was Linus Tech Tips built a PC to the console specs of next gen, and I think it cost them $1,200, $1,300 was what it was.
Damn.
Which is crazy. And then you got to account in all the value you get with a pre-box system. Like a controller alone costs like what, $70 brand new? That's $70. So now you have, $500 or $430 to play with to build this PC to match a console, because you got to get the controller because that's included value. So $500 is, I think, an awesome price point.
Yeah, I think it's extremely reasonable. I was actually thinking it was going to be more. You were saying that you were expecting $499. I was kind of expecting $599, but so I was pretty surprised when it said $499. I was like, hell yeah, that's seems pretty reasonable for a new console. Yeah. I mean, what did PS3 launch with? Didn't PS3 launch with $599 and it didn't go too well for them?
Yeah, it was what was it? $499 and $599, or it could have been $599 and $699.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And that was back in 2007, 8.
Yeah, and I bought that with that O'Callahan's money, baby. Got that big holiday check. Had to go waste 2 weeks of my life on a PS3 with no games. I couldn't afford a game because it was too fucking expensive.
So yeah, I was pretty happy with the $499. That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, totally. And so I got my whole little chart here. Let's talk about stuff going across. So let's start talking about PS5 too. So Xbox and PS5, both Xboxes, not just Series X, have 8-core processors. PS5, S, and X both had 8-core processors, all made by AMD, which is kind of in the PC game, competitor to NVIDIA. I don't know why NVIDIA doesn't do these console shits. I was like, I prefer NVIDIA graphics. I hope someday they start teaming up with the consoles. But so far, it's been AMD like for a couple generations now.
Yeah, they
But
must have a
anyways,
deal with AMD.
yeah. But so 8 cores across all three. The Series X and Series S are 3.8 gigahertz. PS5 is 3.5 gigahertz, and that's with a variable clock rate, so kind of like a boost to get it to 3.5. So typically it's probably going to run under that, which is, I think, a mistake for consoles. I've said this. I don't like that they're doing a variable clock rate. Because I've seen how it works on PC when I have a little bit of PC gaming I do. Like my CPU is like rated 5.1. No, it's not that. It's like 4.6 gigahertz boost. That's what it can reach theoretically, perfect conditions. That's how high it can go. But typically, when I'm looking at it and I'm playing, I'm reaching about 4, maybe 3.9 most of the time. I'm right there. So, like, to reach your 3.5 that the PS5 has, it'd have to be like in a room that's super cold. It'd have to be like a not very intensive game. It's just, I don't see you reaching that clock all the time if it's variable.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like that. And it's also variable on their GPU, which is their graphics processor. So that's pushing the actual graphics at you. That's 10.28 teraflops versus 12 on the X. And the X is a little slower. It's got 1.8 gigahertz on the graphics card, while PS5 has 2.3 gigahertz. But once again, that's variable. And I've heard some developers, I was just reading some articles researching for this that said, that's 10.28 teraflops at 2.23 gigahertz. And he's like, that's a really high gigahertz for a console. He's like, I don't think they're going to be maxing that out all the time. And so your teraflops go down. As soon as that number goes down, the teraflops go down. And it's already a pretty significant difference, almost 2 full teraflops versus the X. And then so RAM, 16 gigabytes of both across both of the top series, and then it's a 10 on the Series S. They both have a 4K Blu-ray drive. That's pretty awesome. I'm glad everyone has one this time. PS4 Pro should have had one. I mean, Blu-ray is their format.
Yeah.
Should have had the drive. Because I still like physical media. I still like buying 4K movies if it's a good movie. Hard drives, which is this is a kind of a weird one. So PS5, what do you think about PS5 having a 825 gigabyte hard drive? I think it's too small.
That seems pretty low. Yeah. Well, I mean, it really depends on how big these games are going to be. If we're looking at 100 gigs a game, yeah, you're only going to have 7 games on your console at all times. So you're going to start deleting shit.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. That's fine for me. Like I don't need to have 15 games. I like to delete and re-download things all the time, so it doesn't really bother me that much. But yeah, more wouldn't hurt.
See, I am not a deleter. I hate that shit. I bought a 3 terabyte external hard drive for my Xbox because I like to have every game I own on it at once. I think it's cool to see them all like there, and then be able to play them in a second if I want to. Just have the option. Because downloading games can be a bitch sometimes. It can take forever. They're fucking huge now. So I think 825 is pretty small, and it's super fast. It's a lot faster than the Series X hard drive. But in real world situations, Oh, excuse me, it's a fucking Miller High Life, baby. And real world situations, I don't think it's going to matter that much. Like I've talked to some developers that say only like the best first party games are really going to take advantage of that speed because other developers are going to develop for the lowest common denominator, which is PC and Xbox SSDs, which SSD is fast, but I guess PlayStation has made this custom SSD that is just fucking mind-blowingly fast. So it's not like Xbox or PC is slow. I mean, SSDs are fast, but PlayStation is just faster.
Mm-hmm.
And so not all of them are going to use that. And then when it gets down to it, like I looked at the numbers. This gen, PS4 gen, hard drives are about 50 to 100 megabytes a second is what they're running on. This new gen, it's what was it? It was like 2 to 5 gigabytes per second.
Wow, that's huge.
So the jump is so fucking big.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
That even if you have the slowest next gen hard drive, your mind's gonna be blown versus like PS4 loading and stuff like that. So I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think the hard drive. I think they spent a lot of money in engineering on this, which I don't think they needed to, because I think an SSD is fast as fuck. Like Xbox, like, are you really going to care that the Series X loads a game in 5 seconds and the PS5 loads it in 1 second? Like when we're getting down to seconds, like less than 10 seconds, I don't give a fuck. Like under 10 seconds, like, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm sitting here watching The Last of Us load. I could fucking watch a movie on the load screens, you know? It's just like that bar, just, Jesus Christ, taking like 4 minutes. So
I want to go back to the hard drive real quick. Was it a terabyte for all three or just the Sony?
Sony is 825 gigabytes, so not a terabyte.
Or not a terabyte, yeah.
Series S is 500 gigabytes, which makes sense because it's so cheap. They can't. And then X is 1 terabyte.
Oh, okay.
And so with S and X, they have the expandable memory card storage things that go on the back. They're SSDs, but they're custom SSDs. It's like a memory card that'll slide in the back. And so the reason for this is because these SSDs are super, super fast. Even the Xbox ones are custom fast. Not as fast as PS5, but faster than normal SSDs. So they had to do this memory card thing. So when you put in the expandable storage, it runs the exact same speed as the hard drive already in there. So it can match. You know what I mean? Like, here's an example. PS5 allows for expandable storage. You can put in a new SSD in the PS5. All right. It doesn't take place of the one that's already in there. It has another slot for one. So you put it in there, and that slot does not run as fast as the hard drive that's in it because it can't. That's a custom made SSD, even though you're putting in an SSD. So what's going to happen is you can put games on that SSD. You can play PS4 games from that new SSD. But if you want to play PS5 games, you have to move the game from your expanded hard drive to the original hard drive to play it because it needs that speed. It expects that speed for a PS5 game. So they say it's expandable, but it's really not. I mean, you're going to have to be swapping these games back and forth. So what's the fucking point, you know? If I can't play the game from my expanded storage, is it really expanded storage?
Yeah, that's pretty bizarre.
Well,
that sucks.
It's because they spent so much time and engineering on this super fast hard drive that, like I said, I don't think it's necessary. And it just starts to have problems such as that. And that's why I like Xbox's solution of, I think I'm totally going to get one of those little terabyte memory cards. So then you have 2 terabytes. That's a pretty good amount of space. And they're both super fast. You don't have to swap games between. You can have all your games and they'll all run.
You can play a game off of the
off of the memory card thing, and it'll play just like it would PS5. You cannot play it from your expanded storage, period. You have to move it to the internal storage to be able to play it. It'll let you play.
What's the point then?
Exactly. I don't know.
That's weird.
I mean, you can play PS4 games, but.
Oh yeah. Okay, I guess that makes sense then, because that's basically all they have for a few months.
And then both of them also accept external hard drives. So like USB hard drives like the
Mm-hmm.
Xbox does right now, and those are going to be even slower. So I don't think either one lets you play games from an external hard drive. They just let you store things like pictures,
Mm.
movies, maybe. I mean, you could store games on them, but to play them, you'd have to put them on the other hard drives. So it's very interesting hard drive stuff. And yeah, that that kind of blew my mind. The 50 to 100 megabytes a second to 2 to 5 gigabytes per second. It's like, fuck, dude.
That's crazy, dude.
That's a
Because like
huge jump.
now, when I download a game, I just download it and I just turn the console off or put it on rest mode on both of them, and I kind of just come back to it the next day. I kind of just have to plan for it. Like, oh, I'll download it. I'll play it tomorrow. But
Yeah.
yeah, with those kind of speeds, that's like cool. I'll download it. I'll go make a fucking sandwich and come back and play.
Well, hold on. This is the hard drive speed, which is
Oh yeah, I guess it's
different
download.
different than download speed. This your download. It's not gonna make your internet amazing.
Yeah.
But what it does do is like PS5 has been touting that they showed this tech demo that the game on the internal hard drive can instantaneously stream. Like it used to be before, you'd load the assets in a level. That's why you had a loading screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Loading all the textures, it's loading all the geometry. They say on PS5, it's so fast it can do that instantaneously while you're playing. So as your character's looking to the right, all that is streaming in. It's not preloaded.
Mm-hmm.
So and
That's crazy.
a lot of developers are saying that that's a little bit too much. They don't think they can actually achieve that. Probably only in the like first party games, and then even very few. Maybe probably Naughty Dog
Naughty Dog, yeah.
will be able to do something like that. But still, it's just a testament to how fast the hard drive is.
Mm. That's insane.
But that was that was the crazy
Comparisons.
computer geek and me on the gig, the gigahertz and the drives and the
Yeah.
whatnot.
Which I'm glad that we're having this conversation because I don't pay attention to those things, and it's good to hear from like consumers like you who do pay attention to these things and what they mean. Because I feel like sometimes I'm stuck in the past and everyone's kind of moved forward, and I'm just like the games, and that's all. That's all I'm really concerned about is what can I play on them, and does it have a 4K Blu-ray? Cool, you have my money. Can I play the next Naughty Dog game or the next Halo game? Cool, you have my money. So I don't really pay attention to the guts as much as a lot of people do. So it's good to hear you kind of explain what these all kind of mean and what the consoles will look like. I did get a little bit of an idea of what Xbox was going to look like in terms of its interface and how fast it was, because I saw a video of a guy using one. He was swapping between like State of Decay and Forza, and it was just like hit the menu button, scroll down, click Forza, and then within 10 seconds he was popped into Forza.
Yeah, it was like
it was pretty cool to see.
It was like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But you're talking about he was that blonde guy? Is that the video you watched?
I think so, yeah.
With the glasses. Yeah, that was cool. And so see, at that point, when it's like 5 seconds, what's the difference between 5 seconds and 1 second?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm already happy at 5 seconds. Like you didn't have to spend all this extra money in engineering on the hard drive. And I'm wondering, so let's talk about price again. I'm wondering how PS5 is going to be priced. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking probably what's going to happen, this is my prediction, is it's going to be $4.99. I think they're going to match Xbox because they can. I think it costs more than an Xbox to make because they have this specialized stuff, even though the components are vastly the same. I think it costs more to manufacture a PS5. I think worst case scenario, they have to come out at $550, maybe $549.99, and then the cheaper one is $499. Or I don't think the cheaper one can go much cheaper than that. Like I said, I don't think not having a disk drive makes it that much cheaper. So I think the price is going to be $50 difference. What do you think on that? You think $50 is probably what it's going to be?
I think it's going to be really close. I think it's either going to be below or it's going to be over. So the PS5 is either going to be $449 just to say fuck you, Microsoft, or it's going to be, like you said, $549. It's going to be like, hey, it's $50 more, but You get the new
Yeah.
PS5. So I think it's going to be under or over. I don't know if they're going to match the price. They might, but I know it's a competitive field, so I think they're going to try and fuck with them one way or the other.
I think PS5, they've sold so well that they probably could undercut them and just
Mhm.
sell at a loss and just eat it and not be afraid, because I feel like all the anti-consumerism they're doing lately, I feel like they don't care. Like, yeah, we'll take a loss. Like, I feel like they got a big head right now. Like, we are number one, and even if we're selling at a huge loss, we're still going to beat you. I feel like that's their mindset, and probably is going to happen. I thought PS5, I think, is still going to, this generation, outsell Xbox.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. And I think that maybe even to your point, to go the other way, they may be so big-headed that they say, "Well, fuck it, we'll do 550 because we
Yeah,
know we're going to sell all these units. So
yeah.
let's make an extra $50, and here we go."
Even at 550, I would think PS5 pre-sales sell out.
Oh yeah,
Boom, sell
100%. I
out
mean, oh sorry, go ahead.
at 550 is what I was going to say.
So I'm looking at the reason why I guess you and I are both in agreement that it's going to outsell Xbox is I'm looking at the best-selling consoles of all time. PlayStation 4 is number 4 in the list, and Xbox One. Oh, sorry, PlayStation 4 is number 4 in the list with 106 million units sold, according to whenever this article was written, and Xbox One is at 41. So PlayStation 4 has already almost doubled the sales of Xbox One. So 104 or 106 million units isn't something to scoff at. Like there's the huge fan base for PlayStation, and they're going to sell a shit ton of units.
Yeah, I think Xbox has a lot better chance this gen. I think it's going to be closer because they're doing their shit right this time and not worried about fucking TV and all
Oh
this other,
yeah,
and
yeah.
all this other bullshit. And they were $100 more
That
last gen.
definitely hurt. Yeah.
When they were less powerful, they were
Mm-hmm.
$100 more, which is fucking stupid. I didn't want an Xbox One for quite a long time until the S came out. Then the S came out and it was smaller and it was faster. A lot of people don't know that. The S is faster than the original Xbox. Like the original Xbox that they call the VCR, the big Xbox One, uh, holds back a lot of these games because that console is notorious and like hardly ever hits 1080p. A lot of the games are 720 or 900 at best. But the new one, the S, it had a 4K drive, which I was like, oh, that's sweet. It's small. It looked sleek. It looked pretty cool. I was like, yeah, I'll get an Xbox now, and it came in at an aggressive price point. But if they would have started that gen with that console at a better price, who knows what could have happened? You know, Sony probably still would have won, but it would have been a lot closer. That's why I think this one is going to be way closer than, like you said, 100 million to 40 million.
Mm-hmm. And I also think that I actually applaud Microsoft right now in terms of its marketing because they know they have no first party games that they're going to launch with. They have jack shit. You're going to play Cyberpunk and whatever else is coming out this year that you can also get on previous consoles. So what they're doing, from what I see, is that they're trying to sell the console with Game Pass. They're saying, hey, we're not going to have a whole lot, but guess what? Like if you're a new Xbox person, you get this new console and you get this Game Pass thing, which has this huge library of games that you can play at your leisure. Whereas PlayStation's like, we got Miles Morales and Ratchet and Clank's coming, and that's it. There's no PS Now. There's no.
Yeah,
So
I
I do
mean,
like their marketing scheme with Xbox with Game Pass because that's kind of what they're leading with.
yeah, and Miles Morales hasn't even been confirmed, I believe, as a launch game. They said launch window, I think, right?
I thought it was launch.
Well, could be. Even best case scenario, it is, and that's all. I don't know of any other launch games.
That's all. I'm assuming they say Ratchet and Clank is launch window, which to me
Yeah,
is maybe January, February. I don't think it's
yeah.
going to be this year.
So people that are like, oh, the Xbox has no exclusive. I don't think either one at
Yes,
launch. If you're buying these for exclusive games at launch, fucking
neither one of them have shit. Yeah.
yes, save your money
hmm
because it ain't happening. Uh, you know, the reason to buy these consoles at launch is to fucking play Cyberpunk, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Like, Cyberpunk is the big app, the big killer app this fucking holiday, and you can't convince me otherwise. And I want to play it on preferably a Series X because it's going to be more powerful. but I might be playing it on a PS5 just because PS5 Xbox seems like an upgrade. PS5 seems so drastically different because they're not doing backwards compatibility that I might want to buy that one first just to kind of see what it's about. Since I have an X, like you said, I can play those games on my X.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to only get one because times are tight right now.
Yeah.
Two $500 consoles.
I'm right there with you. I don't know if I'm going to get either one. I guess on a personal note, I'm kind of looking at stuff for this podcast. I'm looking like laptops and mics. So my headspace in terms of spending money is kind of with this for you guys. So I don't know if I'll be looking at consoles this year, but if I did have the money to buy one, it would be probably PS5. Just because I get to play Miles Morales and because I can play most of the newer games on the One X that I have. But that's really it. I mean, I'm not Team Sony because they don't really have shit, and neither does Xbox. So I'm kind of in this weird, like, all right, well, I got to pick one. I guess I'll play Miles Morales this fall or this winter. But
yeah, on a personal note, everyone's excited about Miles Morales. I am not. I don't like Miles Morales as Spider-Man. Never have, never will. Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty good. But you know who I liked in that movie? Fucking Peter Parker. That's who I liked in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like when I play Spider-Man, I want to be fucking Peter Parker. I don't want to be Miles Morales. Fuck Miles Morales. If this was a continuation of that game where you were still Peter Parker, fuck yeah, I'd be way more hyped about it. But so I'm not that hyped because I've never been a fan of him as Spider-Man. I love Peter Parker, and I don't like the new thing of taking a person of color and putting him into an established superhero. Like you could start a new superhero. That happens all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like my excitement isn't through the roof for it. I'm just kind of at this point, I'll take what I can get as far as a new game to play, like a next generation game to play. But yeah, it seems fun. It's cool to jump into the Spider-Man game again. The first one was awesome. I like the fact that it's New York City in the winter and there's snow. I don't know. I like seasonal games. It's kind of fun. So I don't know. But I'm not like, oh my God, I can't fucking wait for Miles Morales. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's a new game. I'll take it. It'll probably be like 15, 20 hours, maybe less.
If it truly is like they say, like a DLC, I think they said, right, that there's rumors that it comes complete with the original Spider-Man game, PS5.
That would be cool.
I've heard that it does. I don't know if it's true, but that would be cool. I'd like to replay the original one in PS5 spec, and then kind of go into the Miles Morales one.
Yeah.
But so I think here's what's happening with PS5. Here's a couple of cool things I've realized lately. So Series S, right, is $299, $300. And when we were talking, I think this is before we started filming, but you were like, oh, it's not the same console? It doesn't have the same innards? Like, a lot of people aren't aware that it's not as powerful as the X. So they're just seeing this super cheap console next to these other consoles. PS5 is, we're thinking, going to be around the same price, and then the discless one is going to be not much cheaper. It's not going to be no $299, anywhere close to that. I think the cheapest that the discless can go is probably $449, is what I'm thinking. If they can go lower than that, that's crazy. But so here's what I heard, like, moms and dads, consumers, they go into the store, they're going to see these next-gen consoles, they're going to see the PS5, and then they're going to see a little bit cheaper PS5, and then they're going to see the Xbox, and then they're going to see a drastically cheaper Xbox. And these people, because PS5 is the same console, but one's discless. Xbox is not. I think a lot of people are going to be thinking, well, how come Xbox's cheaper one is so much cheaper? I'm going to get the cheap one. I think they're going to get a lot of people that way, just casual consumers. And they're not getting gypped. It's a next-gen console. It's got fucking ray tracing and all that shit. It's pretty impressive. So I think they're going to get some people that way because I think Sony probably should have made their discless one less powerful just so they could lower the price even more, because it just seems weird to me. Like, are you really like that against a disk drive? Like, fuck a disc drive, dog. I want it all digital. Why?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with having a disc drive? You don't have to fucking use it. So like your console will explode if you do not insert one disc a year. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man. I don't get it.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think Microsoft's going to get a lot of people buying those consoles. I mean, it's $299. That's crazy.
With the finance thing, I think I've heard a lot of people that are buying PS5s. They're planning on buying a PS5. Are like, well, shit, I'll finance the Xbox too.
Yeah,
Shit,
get them both.
$35 a month. I'll get the newest Xbox, and I already bought my PS5. And yeah,
we'll see how pre-orders work. They're gonna go fast. So
so
get on it quick.
We'll talk about
go
that.
to your Best Buy. Go to your Walmart.
Yeah. So the release date is what? November 10th or 11th?
I think it's 10th.
Yeah, I think it's the 10th. It's a Tuesday. It's fucking weird. It's like, dude, bro, you're really gonna fucking release on a Tuesday, motherfucker? I got a job.
I got shit to do.
And it's like, dude, I don't want to buy a brand new console on a Tuesday, but stay up till fucking 8 a.m. Got to go to work the next day.
November 10th.
You can have everyone calling out sick on fucking Tuesdays.
I got to be at home to accept my package.
I'm going to be like, I got that COVID. I need 2 weeks. 14 days.
To play Cyberpunk.
Dude, oh, fuck. I can't wait for Cyberpunk. And so, speaking of these next-gen games, like, a lot of them are doing these upgrades, which is fucking awesome, dude. So that's what I'm kind of looking forward to. Is like, I already have these games, and they're going to give free upgrades, so I know I'm going to have a next-gen game to play, like Avengers, free upgrade. The Witcher just announced they're going to do a next-gen game, The Witcher 3, and if you have The Witcher 3, any version on PS4 or Xbox, it's going to be next gen. I was like, dude, The Witcher is such a quality game. I can't wait to play that with all these crazy like ray tracing and shit on the new Xbox or PS5. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's also another reason why I kind of, if I were to buy one, it would be the PS5, is because, well, we all know that PS5 has a huge library of exclusives that Xbox just doesn't have. And to play some of those again, like just boosted, like playing The Last of Us Part 2, that looks better than it already does, like, woo, or God of War, woo. Like, that's just going to be awesome.
I agree. Those games are really good, but at the same time, I think their exclusives get too much weight on PlayStation. Like, people act like these exclusives are such a fucking reason to have a PlayStation over an Xbox. You should have a PlayStation. Everyone should have a PlayStation. I think you should have both. If you can afford it, or, there are ways to get it done. Like, you can finance one, get a credit card, help the credit out, just pay a little bit by month. You can do it.
One.
Yeah, you can do it. But I don't think like these. I have all those exclusives, God of War, or Last of Us, and they're awesome. But you know what? How many times I've played these games? One time. I don't think I've ever gone back and played one of these Sony exclusives a second time even.
But now,
I will. Now I'll try. Yeah. But before I didn't have any reason to. Like, like next gen, Horizon 2 is going to come out. I'm going to play that once. I'm probably not going to play it for the rest of the PS5 generation. I mean, they're not that good that I'm putting aside new games to play this exclusive again. I'm going to play it the first time because it's amazing. But that's about how much life I get out of a Sony exclusive, because they're these single player story games, which I love, so I have to play it once. But with those single player heavily story driven games, I feel like once you play it once, you're kind of done. You don't go back to it too much.
Yeah, I mean, they try to get you back with New Game Plus, which some people like it, or like trophies. Some people just replay it to get all the trophies, but I'm kind of in the same boat. Once I beat something, I've only played God of War once. I've only played Last of Us 2 once. But yeah, this may drive you insane, but I wish that there was just all games were on all consoles, because it's a fucking shame that people who are Microsoft fans don't get to play games like God of War or The Last of Us. Like, that fucking sucks. Like, everyone should be able to play those games. And the same with Sony fanboys. Everyone should be able to play Halo or Gears of War. Those games fucking rule. But you have to fork over, or like Breath of the Wild should be available on all consoles. Everyone should be
Whoa,
playing that game. That game
whoa.
is awesome. But you have to buy this console. Like, I get it, but so in the perfect world, you just had one console and all these games would be available for everybody.
Speaking of that, like fucking Breath of the Wild, like, God, I don't know, man. It's not that great of a game. It's not. People love it. I love it. I played it once, but as I played it, I was like, man, this isn't that good of a Zelda game. It's just like we haven't had a new Zelda game in a while. Graphics aren't that great. Gameplay isn't that great. They took away the dungeons, so they got these weird
Shrines.
shrines. That's what they are. I was like, I think the dungeons were a lot cooler.
Mm-hmm.
So that game's not that great, but it's
Yeah.
fucking Nintendo. Like everything they do is fucking gold. It's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. Which Mario this week or this Friday.
Woo! I can't wait, dog. Have you ever played Sunshine?
I played Sunshine. I've only out of the package deal. I think Galaxy I've played the least of. So.
Me too. And I recently found out you can play it portable. So I was worried because I have a Switch Lite. I got rid of my other Switch because I never used it anymore. But so you can it's a touch screen, which I'm like, dude, come on.
That sucks.
Yeah, but it's playable. I was thinking, why can't you use the right analog stick to point the thing? Because it doesn't have a camera stick. They only had one stick on Wii, I'm pretty sure. Well, the other one moved the camera. So.
Oh yeah.
But I've heard that other people were saying, well, why don't they implement you press a button and then you use the stick? But I think they'll add more things in an update to control it, but it'll be playable. But I'm gonna play that one last anyway, so hopefully it'll. I don't know why, but Mario 64, that's the first one I'm gonna jump into. It's always 64, man. That game is fucking amazing.
It's really good. I've played it so many times where I'm gonna jump right into Sunshine, but yeah. Because I haven't played Sunshine in God knows how since high school.
Yeah, Sunshine's good. And Sunshine is 16:9. That's gonna be pretty cool, widescreen format. All right, man. So anything else anything on your mind about these next gen shit?
So we talked about what we think the price will be for PlayStation.
What do you think? Do you think there's a price? Do you think there's a price where Sony's gonna shoot themselves in the foot? Or do you think they're so big they can't fail unless they like hit the $600?
I think $699 would be a fucking bullet to the head.
$699?
If they came out with their console at $699, that would be a bullet. I don't think people are gonna spend $700 on a console in this economy.
Well, yeah, duh. But I don't think that's on anybody's fucking radar. You're just like, if it's fucking $1,000, no one's buying it.
Well, you said what price would kill them, so that was my price.
I said shoot him in the foot. You're gonna live.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, I think $599 is the shoot in the foot price. Like if they have to go if they have to go 600, like I still think they're gonna sell because they're set. I don't know. I feel like people are such Sony fanboys that even if it was 600, they're gonna have some argument why it fucking needs to be 600. Xbox is a piece of shit. That's why it's 500. You know what I mean? They're gonna defend anything Sony does, which is so ridiculous.
Yeah, fanboy shit's ridiculous. I follow I follow both companies on Twitter, and they're fanboys. You know, like it's like when you go to the trending page or whatever, they have all the fanboys. And Sony fanboys are far worse than Xbox. I'll tell you what, they're fucking little assholes. I don't understand it, but yeah, I think $599 would definitely shoot him in the foot. Yeah, that's just way too expensive.
I'm so curious. God, are they going to undershoot Microsoft or not? Do you really think they can?
Yeah, I think they could. I mean, just looking at those sales we just saw, I mean, they doubled their price, so they have the money to do it. It would be a good fuck you to Microsoft, and I think they would sell a shit ton of consoles, but whether or not they can actually afford it, I don't know. Because $449 is pretty cheap for a new console.
Yeah, and at the same time, you got to think Sony it's not just PlayStation, it's Sony. Sony, is the big company, then PlayStation is the little company. But PlayStation is the only branch of Sony that's like been making any money. I've heard this over the last couple of years. PlayStation brand is the only part of Sony that's actually like profitable, and it's like keeping Sony afloat. Like Sony Pictures has been fucking doing
Yeah,
shitty.
their movies are shit.
Have been has been doing shitty.
Hmm.
Their phones. I don't even. Fuck. They still fucking make phones. Their laptops. Everything that like their TVs, because now they have Samsung and Vizio and all these other
Yeah.
people. Like their TVs aren't doing as well as they used to do. So with PlayStation being the only profitable branch of Sony, I think Sony might be like, well, no, we don't want a loss, or at least we don't want that big of a loss, because you guys are the only ones making money. You got to make enough money for all of us. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, man. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do 449. If I were to guess, it would be 549. But that's my prediction is 549.
So you think it's going to be 50 over?
Hmm.
I think it's going to be the same price.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. Let's see what happens. Very interesting. Tuesday. God, I can't wait. It's like, why wait?
Are they going to do any other? Do they have more to say about their console? Or is just going to be price and release date?
I don't fucking
Yeah.
know. As far as
Huh.
I know, they got a third console. They ain't saying
Yeah.
shit. Watch, they're gonna announce a Vita 2 or some shit.
That would be dope.
I'd be so
That would be
hyped on
dope.
that. I'm so sad that Sony is not doing portables anymore, man.
Would you be hyped if? I mean, there's no way in hell this would be possible. But would you be hyped if they included a VR bundle for like 440 or 549, a PS5 and a VR headset?
For $549?
Yeah, like you get a PS5 console and a VR headset.
Well, yeah, duh.
That would
Uh,
be
For
pretty insane.
$549, only $50 more. Then yeah. Uh, I thought there was supposed to be a VR announcement, like a PSVR meeting lately. Did you hear about that?
Mm-mm.
And I haven't heard anything. I thought, yeah, like they were supposed to announce like something to do with PSVR. I'm pretty sure they were gonna show the PSVR 2, which everyone
Yeah.
knows is around, but they still haven't talked about. Maybe they're saving it for this PS5 event.
Mm. That could be another
But
thing they announce. Yeah.
I would like to know about the new PSVR and
I
a
haven't
little
tried
bit.
it.
It's pretty cool. I mean, but it's it's I'd wait till the new one.
Yeah.
There's enough flaws with it that the resolution's kind of low, and but man, like Resident Evil 7, you can play the whole game in VR.
Oof, yeah. Sounds bad. That game alone, just playing on the TV, was intense.
Dude, I was fucking scared shitless in that fucking headset, dude. When you're fucking in there and that big monster's actually taller than you and you gotta look up and there's like
Hmm.
fucking someone behind you and you can't see anything and you're just totally immersed. It was so scary. I had to stop playing and play on the TV because it was just too fucking intense. And then I was
Jesus.
like, well, no, what am I doing? I bought the fucking headset. It's supposed to be intense. It's a scary game. So then I went back and started over and did the whole game in VR, and I'm fucking glad I did, dude. It was fucking awesome. Super awesome.
That's the one game I'd buy a headset for sure.
It was so cool. But yeah, we went over price. What else we got?
Whatever price specs on both, what little games they have. Yeah, I think that's basically it.
That's about it, huh?
I think so. Until I mean, we'll have more information on Tuesday.
Yeah. Maybe we can do a little video on Tuesday night or.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, you work pretty early in the morning though, huh?
Yeah, but I can, as long as I'm in bed by like 11, I'll be all right.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe we could just do a little quick one, just to cap it off.
Yeah.
See if our thoughts have changed of how it's going to go based on their price.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
it's all,
I'm down to do that.
a lot of it is depending on that PS5 price.
Hmm.
And maybe they still got a trick up their sleeve or two. You know, they haven't said anything. So.
Yeah, you never know.
All right. Well, that's our thoughts on the next gen. We can't wait. I think we're both kind of predicting Sony to still lead this gen. Probably not by as much as they did, because The Xbox made a lot of big mistakes, and this time Sony's making some little mistakes, and Xbox is doing pretty good. Another thing was what about the fucking designs of the consoles? I thought we should touch on that a little bit. Like I thought the Series S is the smallest Xbox ever made. I thought that one looks pretty cool. I'm probably not going to buy it, but it looks pretty cool. It's nice and small.
Let me look him up here. Yeah, did you see that thing where Phil Spencer had the S in his bookshelf?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Let me get another good look at it here. Oh yeah, the little fucking drive-through speaker box. That's what we're talking about?
Yeah. This is like it's like a white front-loading washer or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't dig the fucking big circle in the front, but then again, if you remove it, it just looks like a normal Xbox. So
yeah,
it's a little obnoxious.
That's the super cooling vent.
Yeah, I think the X looks dope.
Yeah, I like the X. I think it's a little plain. I think the PS5 went too far, and the Xbox didn't go far enough.
Yeah.
The PS5 just looks crazy to me. It's kind of growing on me a little bit, but it's fucking weird.
The Series X just looks like a fucking PC tower.
Yeah, and I'm going to have mine on its side because it's too fucking tall for where I'm going to put my consoles. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to fit both where I have my PS4 and my Xbox right now. Because I don't know if you've seen the PS5, like to scale with other things. It's fucking huge. Dude, this thing is fucking huge. It's when you stand it up, it's significantly taller than the Series X. And dude, it's fucking big. It's like, and it's gaudy and white, and it's got fins, and it's fucking. It's like it's so proud. It's like,
hello, its big dick around, yeah.
Sony.
Yeah.
This reminds me of like a cheerleader holding their arms up with that fucking the blue lights and shit. Hi.
Yeah. I have to lay mine down anyway, so as long as it doesn't sound like a fucking jet airplane taking off every time I boot it up.
Ain't nobody got no room to have that fucker stood up. Are you kidding me? It's like, what are you gonna do? Put it on the ground next to your fucking next to your couch, and you like rest your arm on it and play?
Yeah.
All right.
Turn it on.
It's too fucking big.
Yeah, I hope they don't sound like fucking airplanes taking off when they turn on, because some of these consoles are loud as fuck, dude.
I heard the Xbox. No one's really gone hands-on with the PS5 yet, but I've heard the Xbox Series X is really good because it's got that unique fan mechanism where it sucks in the bottom and blows out the top. So it's just
as long as there's no fucking massive hum under my TV.
Yeah, I hear.
I just have a base PS4, and that thing's loud. I mean, I heard the PS4 Pro is even worse.
Yeah, they can get pretty loud. That's why you got to crank up that fucking 5.1. Got that THX.
Right? I wish, dude. Fucking apartment living, man. Apartment living sucks. Speaking of which, everybody, I'm moving moving next week, so we got to figure that out. But I think we'll be all right.
Well, we better be.
We'll be all right.
The people need us.
Wait. Next episode is episode 7. That's the big one. That's the very first kind of Bryan versus Bryan, right? Episode 7. That's Star Wars.
Episode 7? That'll be episode 8.
Oh, episode 8. Yeah. Sorry. Never mind. All right. We got one more, and then we got the big one. Okay.
Giving away our secrets.
No one's watching at this point. We're an hour and a half in.
Yeah. Everybody gives a fuck. They left hours ago.
In 5 years, we'll get people to watch for an hour and a half, but right now, we lost them in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah. How the fuck do you guys watch Joe Rogan for 4 hours and you bounce out of our videos in fucking 2.5 minutes? We have the stats. We have the stats, America. We know when you leave.
But yeah, I think we'll be all right to record next week. I can just schedule Comcast to. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get something going. Just keep me in the loop. We'll see what we got to do.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's next gen.
Here we go.
Next gen, baby. And
it's
then
happening.
We'll do the next gen again in another 5-6 years, huh?
or 7 or 8.
Yeah, I'm sure by that time we'll have a movie studio and all of that. Of course. All right. Till next time, this was episode 6, Next Gen. Later,
Hi,
taters.
everybody.
Thanks for watching.